Hi YouTube friends, hope you guys are doing well. Can you believe another month has passed? We are on the 6th of May and 1/3 of the year has passed. Can you believe it? Hopefully you guys are all still on track with all your goals and visions and stuff that you guys had for the year. And so I was just going through all the comments, and obviously I just want to tackle all the comments for April. I think just two things is coming up this month that you guys must remember is that the pays and reconciliations are due end of the month. So make sure that you get all your RP5s, and the other one is workman compensation returns. I think those are the two big things that's coming up for this month. And then, let me quickly run through the commentaries, and then we can see how I can help you guys. First thing, Kimbini, hey, this is a client of mine, a very good friend of mine, and I think that's really something really cool. I think, I did this little talk over here about 3 ways to grow your business. I think that is such a little practical, nice little video. It's just a small nugget, but if you can implement this thing, it's a game changer. I'm telling you guys, it's a game changer. Something that I just want to mention about Kimbini, he also is also a YouTuber. He's got he does wildlife videos, and I just want to show you something quickly. So he's one of my clients. He works on Sage, and they actually did an article on him the other day. So let me just pause it quickly and just find that article. Yes, so this is the article that that Sage did on him about Woomba tours and safaris, and just the whole thing about his story and how he survived COVID and just what he does. I think it's really, really cool. I was really proud of him that he managed to get it all the way to Sage, to their website itself, that they actually did an interview with him, and obviously he's a big Sage fan as well. He also uses Sage. So a special shout out to you, my friend. Praying that the Lord will bless you guys in your business. Then with Luke, Luke, man, come on. So Luke, who works with me, he's one of the interns there by us. And same video commentary. So there are 3 ways to grow your business. Lekker Luke, keep on pumping those videos. Let's have a look. Gail Wormerans, thanks for the info. So this is the UIF1 Domestic Workers Step-by-Step Guide 2020. Do I need to set my bank details and private Sars number when registering my domestic? It's not necessary. Obviously, Gail, what will happen is when you register, remember you're going to register as an employer. And so as the employer, if I remember correctly, I don't think they actually ask, do they ask for your bank details? They might ask for your bank details. But then there's just one screen where you fill in your bank details. But if you list the employees, as far as I remember with UIF, it's not necessary to register their bank details on UIF. So the best place that I can guide you to is go check out my website. If you go SA Accounting Network, here on the left hand side is one for the retrenchments, and there's the UIF guide. So if you had to go through this, you can even go look at this video over here, because I explained to you how to register on the e-filing system, and then the only thing is you as the individual is going to be the employer then. And so then you can just go have a look out over there. If you really battle, there's this lady over here, Tanya Bushma. I actually want to do a video with her at some stage, because she's my go-to person when it comes to UIF stuff. So if ever you battle, there's a really lovely lady. She can just contact her and see that she can help you, just to guide you through the process and answer any of your questions that you've got for UIF stuff. Petrus Prinsloo. Expat tax. Yeah, sure. This is such a lovely little video that I did, and I actually want to do some more work with these guys, because these guys are just next level. They are amazing, the guys from Tax Consulting SA. I can highly recommend them as well. So if you have any questions about the Expat tax, pop them a message. I know that their first consultation is free as well, so then you can have a chat with the guys, explain to them your tax situation, and then from there they can assist you with all the stuff. Because expat tax, there's still a lot of grey areas regarding expat tax that we don't have all the clear answers about, you see. So these guys are on the leading edge of all the new rules and all the stuff that changes the whole time. So if it comes to expat tax, if you're not sure, contact them. They're going to be in good hands. They're definitely going to sort you out. Let's quickly see. 7 Oak. Here's an interesting question. Can we depreciate a property in South Africa? If so, by what percentage and over how many years? So that's always a very debatable type of a thing, whether you should actually be depreciating an asset that actually increases in value over time. Because remember, any property that you buy, you will expect that value to increase over time. So the problem is, let's say for instance, you buy a property for R1 million and you depreciate it 10% per year. or yeah, let's call it 10% per year. So it means that after 4 years, the value of that property in your books is going to be 600,000 rand. So every year you wrote off a certain portion of depreciation, and then if you go and sell the property, let's say for instance you sell it now for 1.5 million rand, then it means that the profit that you're going to be paying tax on is going to be 1.5 million rand. So there's a lot, no, it's going to be 900,000 rand, because you had R1 million original cost, you wrote off 400,000 rand as depreciation, you sell it for 1.5 million rand, so then that 900,000 rand is profit. So in terms of the receiver of revenue, if they do allow you to depreciate over on a property, then the first 400,000 rand, the depreciation that you've written off over the first 4 years is going to be a recoupment. So there's going to be no tax relief on that, because you got the benefits, now you got to pay it back, and then the 500,000 rand is depending on how long you keep the property and what your purpose is with the property. They will probably tax that portion then at capital gains tax rates. So it's a bit of a technical thing. I would always tell people that if you buy asset that you know that you're going to sell it for more than what you bought it for, then just don't depreciate it, because you're just going to dig yourself a hole. You might get a little bit of a benefit now, but long term, I think those type of things tend to come back and haunt you. So just be careful. Chat your accountant as well, see what they say. And then just the other thing that you must always remember as well, is that the Sars rules that they say that we must use for depreciation in the assets, and what IFRS says, the international standards on accounting reporting standards, those two things differ. So if IFRS says that they have to use market value and revalue that property in your books every year, the way that Sars looks at it is completely different. So the tax rules and IFRS rules, they don't talk to each other, unfortunately. So there's a little bit of a technical thing that you have to do there. So if you follow the IFRS rules, you actually have to reverse the accounting treatment of what you did in IFRS, and then you have to apply the tax treatment to that same transaction. So that's where there's a term that they call deferred tax, and that is where deferred tax comes into the picture. I think, that is good enough for depreciating a property, and I think the question was on tax returns, home office expenses. So just be careful. As far as I remember, on the guide for home office expenses, they don't actually talk about depreciation on property, but I think if you had to use it there, I don't think they would allow it as a deduction for home office expenses. Quickly see payroll software. There we go, vanilla payroll. Any payroll office, they work for you, and we load our details in Excel, and they import in software and send us payslips. Yes, Arian, they definitely have that payroll system. There's actually a video that I did. I didn't release it, but where we actually did a demo on this, where you go into a spreadsheet, you load all the hours that the guys work, you load all the overtime hours and stuff. You take that spreadsheet and import it into vanilla payroll, and then automatically generates, as it mentions, the 50 payslips or whatever amount of payslips that you need. So I would suggest the best for you would be to get in touch with the guys at Vanilla Payroll. So these guys over here, I don't know what happened here, but they're supposed to be the Vanilla Payroll, and then you can reach out to them and then just see, speak to them, because they definitely has that functionality to be able to import stuff from Excel spreadsheet and then generate your payslips from there. Winston, let's have a look over here. Is there a video on VAT submissions, payments and refunds? I think, Winston, the purpose of my videos is never to be like a very technical type of videos, of how to do things. One of my mentors always made the statement. He says, when we do these type of videos, we always tell people what to do, but we don't tell the people how to do it, because the how to is obviously where we earn our bread and butter as well. So I think, and because the VAT rules and stuff changes the whole time, I think people are very nervous to put material out there to show you how to do stuff physically, because if something changes and you go back and say, yeah, but on your video you told us this is how it's going to be done, then we're going to be in trouble. So we would rather look at the basics about VAT. So you'll see that if you look around on my channel, I actually did a video on how VAT works in South Africa. So then you can have a look over there and then just see the basics of how to calculate the output tax, how to calculate the input tax, and about the amount is that's due. And I think I do also talk about the periods over there, so the VAT periods, how they work, and when the payments and stuff are due. But I think when it comes to the technical side of it, you're definitely going to have to get an accountant to assist you with the completion of the forms and the submission, and making sure that everything is done properly there. Let's quickly see, how does income tax work? So MMN Holdings. How are taxes structured if you have an offshore financial investment exceeding 10 million rand? Do you apply for tax credits and are you taxed on income? I would suggest with this question over here, because it's such a specialized field and it's not a thing that normal accountants would work with, is to maybe reach out to those guys at Tax Consulting SA. So when we talk about these expat tax, to speak to them, I was actually at their offices the other day and they probably have like 150 people working there. It looks like a school hall full of people, and they are geared to handle these type of questions. So if you're not sure what to do with these foreign investments, allowances and stuff, I know the basics about it. I know where to go look for it, but it's not an area that I specialize in, so I don't think I'm in the position to give you proper sound advice. But if you reach out to those guys, they're going to be the guys that's going to definitely answer your questions over there. And once again, as I said, that they normally don't charge for their first consultation. It's normally free. So you just phone the guys up, say, listen, got some details here from the YouTube channel. You can speak to the guy Thomas Loban or Victoria Lansfield. They're my two connections that I've got there. And then have a chat with them. And then from there, they'll definitely be able to answer all your questions that you've got on your foreign investments. Let's quickly see. Sage Business Cloud Accounting. I need my customers to be categorized. How would I achieve that? Let me quickly have a quick look on the demo, and then I will tell you quickly how to do that. Yes, I just went quickly into the demo company of Sage, and you can see over here they've got the categories of their customers over there. So I guess where you would do it is if you go to a customer and say edit. So even if you go through the process of adding a customer, you can see over here where you add the categories of your customers. So this on the screen over here, if you add a customer, edit a customer, this is the place where you would add the categories of your customers. Yep, so that is how that one works. And yeah, so you just need to know where the button is. Just quickly see 3 ways to grow your business. Vader Market. Hey Yuri, thanks man. Lucky to hear from you. I really enjoyed your video. I watched your video this morning. If you guys haven't followed the guys at Vader Market, go check out his website or his YouTube channel. He's got some really good material out there. And it's always nice for us to work together. I actually did a talk with him a while ago as well. And it's really cool to just get that exposure just to other people. Let's quickly see Retrenchment 2020. So the one of Carmen. Let's quickly have a look. Paul. Excellent information, informative information, Carmen clearly explained. If possible, can you please share with us an example of how calculations are made on a spreadsheet or some sort of one, of how 1 week retrenchment package is calculated for years worked in a particular company? And can you please advise what should employees do if they wake up tomorrow finding that the company has been closed, which was never notified before by the employer, and later on through a legal process retrenchment was agreed? Okay, I think what I'm going to do, Paul, is if you go to YouTube, you'll see that she actually has her own YouTube channel as well. And if you go look around there, let me quickly just see if you go check out there, then you'll see that she's got a whole video there, and there's a lot of material on her stuff over there about legal stuff, mistakes when you're becoming self-employed. Okay, there's some other videos in between here as well. But yeah, you can see over there's a lot of stuff. If you haven't found the answer over here, then you can always contact Carmen. She's always open to sitting to have a chat with guys. I think she also doesn't charge for a first consultation, so I think it's maybe just worth it to go have a look at her video. So maybe let me quickly see if I can do this, and then while I'm busy with the commentary, I'm just going to pop you this link, and then you can go have a look at that video as well. And then just go search there, because you're definitely going to find the answer. She's definitely going to be the one that's going to be able to answer your questions over here. So stage 1, basic setup. Theopede Ando. Okay, good elaboration. I'm delighted that I found you. Lucky man. I'm really glad that you found my channel. And as always, lucky to hear from you guys, because you guys really do inspire us just to keep on going and not to stop with the videos. Let's quickly see. E-filing, updating self-representatives, 2 ways explained. I have an accountant SA. I'm trying to get money sent over to the UK, but need a TCS PIN number. We created an account before the new tax year, and now I'm having problems. I don't have a tax representative. My husband would be a representative, but he is not a SA taxpayer. Is there any way around this? Thanks, Val. So I think Valerie, because You've got an account in South Africa, if I read it correctly, but you're not based in South Africa. I would still suggest that you also contact these guys from Tax Consulting SA, because they work, especially that one girl there, what's her name again, that I did this talk with, Victoria Lansfield. She works with a lot of the cross-border taxation stuff. So I think if you have a chat with her, she's definitely going to be able to point you in the right direction of how to sort this thing out. So this TCS PIN number, so what that basically is a tax clearance certificate, you see. So you need to go into your e-filing profile, apply for the tax clearance, and that PIN number is the one that you need. And those guys at Tax Consulting SA will definitely be able to assist you to get that sorted out. Manisha Singh, excellent, helpful, awesome man. Yes, yeah, this e-filing thing, I'm telling you, it is a nightmare to navigate this thing. I don't know why they complicate it so much. It's really stupid. I mean, all that we want to do is we want to pay our tax, but now they come with all these finicky things. And the stupid thing about this is, in the past, this whole process used to take us literally a minute to register a new company on our tax practitioner's profile or onto any e-filing profile. And now you have to go like weeks to try and sort this thing out. Tax directives, Basil, yes. Tax directives is a little bit of it's not a grey area, but it's something where that you've got to be really, really careful for. I've seen in the past where people burn their fingers with tax directives, because a tax directive is basically a thing that tells you how much tax to deduct from payments. So I know where estate agents love working with tax directives, and I think personally it's a bit risky, because let's say, for instance, this year you earned 300,000 Rand, and based on that amount that you earned, you ended up paying, let's say, for instance, 26% tax. So now Sars issues a tax directive to say that your employer must only withhold 26% tax. I remember it happened once to one of my clients, and then in the next year, this girl went and she earned, I think, like 1.5 million rands worth of commission. But the tax directive only says, no, only deduct 26%. So at the end of the day, she was supposed to pay 45% tax. Then they obviously only deducted 26%, so I think she sat with a tax bill of about 300,000 or 400,000 Rand that she had to pay tax in on a tax return, just because she worked with tax directives. So I'm always very, very nervous when working with tax directives. Some people swear by it, but I always advise my clients, rather just pay the tax, and then at the end of the year you get your tax back, then short pay your tax, and then Sars is going to come and haunt you for that money. Let's quickly see, Forex trading. Would it be better to trade Forex and crypto as a sole proprietor, or is it better to register a private company and trade the company and name it that is your only income? Steph, I think that's debatable, and I think it's a conversation that you can have with your accountant as well, and see what the best position would be. So just in terms of if you trade with shares, Forex, anything like that, there's a lot of different rules that apply, and I think that the frequency of your transactions is going to make a big impact, or is going to be one of the deciding factors. Because remember, by default, if you hold shares longer than 3 years, then Sars automatically says that that's capital in nature. You see, if you keep it shorter than 3 years, it's revenue nature. So just looking at that one thing alone will determine, because remember, capital gains, the rate is higher in companies than for individuals. So just looking at that, then you would say, okay, if you're going to keep shares for a long time, go the company route. If it's shorter periods, sole proprietor route. But have a chat to your accountant. I think it's very debatable. A lot of people's got very different opinions about it. And once again, have a chat with these guys. They're really, really cool. Just set up a meeting with the guys. Say, listen, this is what I'm doing. Thomas, those guys at Tax Consulting SA, they specialize. This is their bread and butter. They do this every single day. For me as an accountant, I maybe come across something like this once a year, where they deal with it every day. So they straight off the bat are going to be able to give you the right answers. And that's the reason why I do the videos with these guys as well. So that you guys can also get exposure to these guys and know to know exactly how to handle those type of things. Mama Rebbe Queen, I like the way you explain the topics. You really helped me a lot. Thank you much. Also, man, really appreciate the comment and that you like the videos. I like doing them as well. Same person. So let's say I register for that in the first 2 months of doing a return. I don't make sales, but I've got monthly expenses. Is Sars going to change me? If so, why would they charge me, and how much would it be, and how is it calculated? So just in short, let's say, for instance, you haven't got any income, but you've got 1,000 rands worth of expenses and you paid 150 rands VAT, then that VAT that you paid on the expenses, in theory, you can actually claim that back from the receiver of revenue. So if you submit your return, obviously they're going to select it for verification, then they're going to ask a couple of questions. If they're happy with the answers, they'll pay the 150 rand back to you. Yeah, so that is in short how it would work. It's not always wise to try and claim money back from Sars, because it is a bit risky over there, but it can be done. Quickly see, customers and invoicing. How do I get to move the undue receipts to be paid for allocations? Let's quickly think. What is it that we might be talking about? So if you've got the clients and they paid you, I always say that if you do allocations over here, there's two places that might be relevant. So if we look at one of these expenses, this one over here, we said that it was a customer who paid, and we're just going to choose one of the customers, just choose him. Then over there's the place where we would allocate payments against specific invoices. If you click there, you can say whichever invoice it was that he paid, and then you press save, and then after that you would say save changes. You see the other place where you can allocate receipts. If it goes to customers, transactions, there's a button that says allocate receipts. You would choose your customer. I just want to see if there's any unallocated. Then you would take the amount and then just move it over to the specific invoices that they've paid. You see, once you've finished over there, hit save, and that is the way that you would allocate receipts. Hopefully that answers the question of where to do that. Yeah, so just remember that if they pay, just be careful of this button over here. Customer receipts. Try not to use this one. Rather just do it straight from your banking so that you can get it when it comes into your banking. Otherwise, sometimes you have problems over there. What to do when somebody is paying cash? Yeah, so Hannah, what you would do, if you've got a client and they're working with cash, then normally you would go to your banking, and then over here you can see that you've got different ones. And if you haven't got a petty cash account, you go to add a petty cash account. So this is the place in where you would do. So you would say over here is customer, choose the customer. If the guy paid 10,000 rand, you would say that he paid 10,000 rand, and then you would just go allocate that payment against whichever invoice it is. And then obviously your cash expenses over here, you're just going to say again you paid whatever it was, telephone, and then you're going to say that you paid 5,000 rand for your telephone expenses. So that is basically how you would capture cash transactions. So just go to your banking, select a petty cash account, and then over there you're going to be doing it over there. I think the rest of the stuff is in that video as well. Let's quickly see UIF. Yes, the third or fourth watching your videos here on YouTube, you're really giving out really useful information, like from the dark side of the economy to the world. Yeah, I think we're actually on the light side. I think the rest of the world is on the dark side. Yes. Yeah, well, I love South Africa. I wish that we man always get everlasting spirit to give you the useful information to people. Also, man, really appreciate your comment. Keep on watching the videos. There's still lots to come. Let's quickly see. UIF. Can you claim UIF if you resign a job? Unfortunately not. Yeah, so only, I think if you get retrenched, then you can claim. You must just check on the Department of Labour website, but they're actually quite strict on who's actually allowed to claim UIF. Let's quickly see. My plane ran away and the company is closed, and we can't reach them. So before that, we told him we need our dismissal and our retrenchment papers. He said he will contact us. Yeah. You're going to have to go to the Department of Labour and go chat with them and see if there's a way that he can claim UIF, because if the guy ran away, then you're going to have a problem to get your papers right. Sage. How to raise an invoice where VAT is withheld at source. I wonder what that would mean. So if you go to your invoices over here, so if you create a customer tax invoice, you can create your invoice over here, and then part of this one over here, here's the place where you would choose which VAT rate you're going to use, whether it's normal tax rate or no VAT. I think that would answer your question. I think that is probably what you're referring to. So that is the place where you would create the VAT, where the VAT is charged. So how do you make an appointment with them in the actual branch so you can physically walk in? I know, Liesel, that they changed the stuff. At the moment, you can actually just go to a Sars branch and just walk in there. And I wonder if they still have that. So Sars branch queues. So normally, if you had to go look at the website, let's quickly see this one over here. So normally, if you go look at the find a branch one, so on the branch pages over here, let's quickly see. If I go to Western Cape and I go to, let's say for instance Belleville, they actually used to have a thing here to show you how many people are on the queue. Yes, so you can just walk in. You don't need to make an appointment. The only time when you do make appointments is like for tax practitioners and stuff. Then we obviously have to make an appointment with them. Let's quickly see over here how to get your tax number. It says it does not match the number information on the system, so then unfortunately you're going to have to phone Sars. If you can't match the information, then you're probably going to have to update your details over there. Oh, cool, Andrew. Awesome, man. Yeah, so this is something new. There's a couple of people who's already booked meetings with me, so I'm quite excited to get this chapter going as well. My domestic work is registered with UIF. Is there any way to bulk back payments for the past couple of months? It can be done. So what you would need to do is once again get hold of this lady via Tanya Bushma and let her help you with that process, because there's a couple of forms and stuff that you've got to fill in for them to do those bulk back payments for UIF. So it definitely can be done. There's a lot of people who sit with that thing over there. Malatsi Sekobela. Massive information. Thank you. Awesome, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Yeah, and this one over here, Miyakali music. Thank you. I'm looking for ways to legally avoid masses, and thank you for the video helped a lot. Yeah, it's cool. Just be careful if you're a musician. You might have a problem over there with the type of work that you're doing to qualify as a small business corporation, but it's cool. I think this is an excellent tax system. If you qualify for that, you save lots of money on taxes. Definitely worth it to look at that. Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, thanks you guys for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. It's lucky to be a little bit interactive with you guys and just answer your questions and stuff that you guys have as well. If you've got questions, just pop them in the comments, and then we'll take it from there. You guys must have a lovely month of May. Yeah, go make money, and then we'll see each other again in June. Cheers, man. Cheers. Bye.